This is how I built a very lucrative speaking career. And I'm going to tell you something, much to the chagrin of some speakers in this room and maybe even the ISN people. I built a pretty good speaking career without picking up the phone. And I did it on the backs of publicity. But it was the right kind of publicity. There's a postcard in front of you. Hopefully you have it. I gave that to you because I want you to pay a little bit of attention. All those articles were written by me. By me. One or two of them in there was about me, but most of them were written by me. They're all what I call marketing articles. There's two kinds of publicity out there. One is marketing publicity, publicity that turns into bookings for you. The other kind is what I like to refer to, and it's kind of rude, but I like to refer to it as ego PR. It's the PR where we get mentioned in the newspaper, like the thing I brought you, and there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is time. As speakers, we don't have a lot of time unless we have a staff. And I don't know about you guys, I'm pretty successful, but I don't have a staff. I got a 15-year-old daughter that will go in now and type some letters for me, but I don't have a staff. Yeah, I got a virtual assistant that works about 3 hours a month for me. I don't have time to constantly be getting every single newspaper in the country. I'm more concerned about getting the ones that can benefit me, that are going to turn into bookings, because the reality of it is you don't have the time. And if you're half the speaker that I know that all of you are, you're in the airport, you're running through terminals, you're dealing with all the other nonsense that you have to deal with as a speaker. Publicity is not a replacement for what you do in your marketing. Publicity is something that's going to be a benefit to the other marketing that you do. So that particular card was given to you for two reasons. I'll show you the other one with you in just a second. But these are all articles that I did that could enhance my career and move my career forward. Now again, this is a little bit of a diversion from what I normally speak on because again, I'm talking to associations and my main concern is teaching them how to get that local ego PR. But you know, I have a room in my house and it has all the articles. The room is massive. It has all the articles. It's got pictures of me. It's got pictures of me with famous people. It's got articles that I've written. It's got articles that I've contributed to. It's got quotes. It's got all the big conventions that newspapers have contributed to over the year. It's got all these little awards that I've received and all the different things about me. The whole room is just me. And every time my buddy Doug comes over to borrow my lawnmower, he sees the room that's all about me. That's where my wife has relegated all my ego PR to. Because my main focus is to get you the stuff that's going to work. Now, how are you going to do that? All right, let's jump right into it. And I gave you a handout. We're going to go through the handout here in just a second. So don't y'all jump in front of me, because then you're going to confuse me and I won't know what to do. There are 22,000 trade publications in the United States of America. 22,000. That does not include corporate newsletters. It does not include any type of chamber publications. It does not include anything that is related to industry-specific things. I'm talking about magazines that are related to individual businesses, 22,000. There's a directory list in the handout that I just gave you. We'll talk about that here in just a second. But I want you to understand that those magazines are constantly on the lookout for articles from people just like you. You have to ask yourselves a question. Do you want the media to report on you, or do you want to be featured in the media? See, to me, the articles are great. I like to have the articles written about Michael Hart because I get to walk around. I put them on my wall. I have them matted. It's on that big piece of wood. It's got the laminate on it. And every time the guy comes in to replace my coffee and coffee filters, he gets real impressed because I am a PR guru. But the guy who's delivering coffee isn't going to hire me. Now, is he? Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Let me ask you a question. If I had an opportunity to be featured, this is as a speaker, to be featured in the Wall Street Journal, knowing that I'm an association speaker, or a magazine that's related to people that can hire me, which would be more appropriate for me? I thought it was going to come out today. Hopefully it'll come out in the next couple of days. They haven't yet mailed it. This is Association Meetings Magazine. There's an article that's going to come out, again, maybe as early as today. Y'all can check up on this. Hopefully they won't bump it off till October, which they said was a possibility. This is Association Meetings Magazine. The article was written by Michael Hart on why companies have to have publicity. Now, this magazine has 42,000 subscribers, a fraction of the readership of the Wall Street Journal. But every single one of them can hire me. I couldn't care less if I'm on the third page of the Wall Street Journal. I'm not real photogenic. Maybe they can sketch me in to look really great, but 42,000 people that can hire me. When the article comes out, there'll be a byline at the bottom that says this article was submitted by Michael Hart, right? But I can't talk in 500 words about publicity. Heck, I can't really tell y'all much to take home in an hour. So here's what I did. I called the publisher, who, by the way, since we're talking about relationships, I had to develop a relationship with first, because let me just stop in mid-thought. You sell the media just like you sell the people you're trying to get to book you. The difference is, in this case, I sold one woman. Her name is Sue Pelletier, and she's going to take my message to 42,000 people that can hire me. How long would it take me to get to 42,000 people? And there's 22,000 of these magazines. At the end of the article, there'll be a blurb that will say, for Michael's free report and media blitz, send a blank email to info@michaelhartspeaks.com. If 1/10 of 1% of the people that read this one magazine that I was featured in one time responds and sends an email, I will have, what is the number, 42? Is that right? My math's awful. Remember, I dropped out of high school. Give me a break. 42 people, at least, that are interested in hiring me and now have requested additional information and by virtue of contacting me have given me permission to follow up with them. Now here's the kicker about all this. This is the stuff I love. Hopefully I can find it. Here's their website. It's published by Peyton, P-E-N-T-O-N, Peyton Publishing. Not only do they publish Association Meetings Magazine, they publish corporate meetings, incentives, financial and insurance meetings, medical meetings, religious meetings, and government practices meetings. And see the highlighted parts on their website. The website, by the way, is meetingsnet.com. The highlighted things are who to contact if you want to submit an article. Now, did I contact the person whose name is right there? No, I didn't. Why? Because who is getting all the article submissions? She is. So what I did was I found out who, there she is right there, who Sue Pelletier was, called her up, told her what I did. She said, I'm not interested. We don't accept outside solicitations. Okay. Called her the next week. Same thing. Called her a week after that. Send me something just to get lost. Kind of we were talking earlier, you guys were talking earlier about going to the airport and getting the flower and giving the $1 to get somebody away from you. Same thing. But the relationship developed in time. And then I began sending her emails, and I sent her some of my information. I sent her the brochure from ISN that I was going to be speaking here. I mailed the brochure from my house in Birmingham, Alabama, to my sister-in-law who lives in Knoxville, Tennessee, and had her mail the brochure as though, I hate to say this, it came from here. Okay. Yeah, it is all right, isn't it? It's all right. A little shady, but you know, I have my moments. Anyway, the point is, here's this lady who I'm now courting, opens up a brochure of all these fantastic and hot speakers that are going to be speaking in Tennessee, and who's right there on the inside cover? It's me. Well, all of a sudden the phone rang, and the article is going to be published. Again, it's supposed to come out in August.